The days are getting shorter, temperatures are dropping, and the air is becoming drier. Autumn is literally around the corner, and the season is the best time to rejuvenate and repair skin and hair, of course, by correcting any summer damage. A beauty vlogger, Zuziwe Gcuku, is here to give us tips on just how to do that. Zuziwe, welcome to MNT today. I really appreciate you coming in so nice and early and looking absolutely fabulous.
It took a lot of people that it looks.
You didn't wake up like this.
I did
Or
not.
maybe you did, actually. Let's talk about skin, actually, before we talk about your beauty vlogging and makeup specifically. I know the struggle is real. I'm experiencing it myself. And yeah, maybe we don't talk about it enough, but how do you get around just the parching and the dryness of this transition? Because summer was lovely, we were glowing, we were out in the sun, and, you know, the skin takes a beating, and then, of course, the climate changes as well.
Of course. I think also for us, especially as women, we need to be so cognizant of the fact that our skin is aging, doesn't matter the age, so we definitely have to moisturize, and that's the one thing I always say. And I have eczema, so moisturizing is always a thing that I have to do. So whether it's applying more moisturizer than you usually do, or finding tips and tricks to moisturize your skin. Like when you're sleeping, you can get a humidifier.
Yes.
And you can have that running throughout the rest of the night, because you know the air is dry at night, so your skin gets that moisture, and obviously that will assist in
your own in-home spa treatment, essentially.
And definitely, like, it all starts from within and out. So the way that you eat, make sure that you are hydrated, and the foods that you eat, make sure that they are moisturizing inside and they have good oils. So fish that have omega-3 and omega-6, like some fatty acids, those are always great for you. And also just make sure, even for your face, and this applies to girls and guys, for your face, you can definitely change up your moisturizer to something that's a bit more hydrating. And also, please don't forget to use SPF.
Exactly.
Just because the sun is not out and you can't see it, does not mean that the UV rays are not damaging our skin.
And just because you're highly melanated doesn't mean that you don't need to worry about
exactly.
about the sun.
So just make sure that all those tips you incorporate into your winter skincare routine, and you should be fine. So,
Tell me something. Okay, you've just mentioned the fact that you've got eczema. That makes me assume that your regimen tends to be simpler, I'm guessing, right? So for those of us with really, really fussy skin, what are your tips? And you mentioned also something about essentially learning your skin or finding tips and tricks, your own tips and tricks. But give us a couple of tips about how to do that transition or playing around with the regimen that is cost effective and maybe as simple as possible, because most people like to think about expensive products, right? Like $2,000 on a 50ml tub. I'm not trying to do that.
No, you're not.
You know, so what do you do? What do you do?
I mean, there are definitely inexpensive products, like without mentioning any brands, but there are definitely ones that are very high in moisture. And also just making sure that, like I said, with the humidifier, and if you have essential oils, those you can get at your local pharmacy for less than 50 rands. Put that in your humidifier, which is also not that expensive. So have those things, and maybe you can buy a product that does more than one. So get a moisturizer that has SPF in it. SPF, sorry, I don't know why I keep saying SPF.
It's a morning glitch.
So you can get a moisturizer that has something else other than just moisturizing, so you can get more for your buck.
I like that. I like a good deal. That's my type of thing. So let's talk about, once you've taken care of the basics, the diet, the moisture, hydration, you look fabulous this morning. You look absolutely gorgeous. What are your main concerns, essentially, when you're just educating women and even guys online in your vlogs about makeup tips? What are the essentials that we should be focusing on? Number one, just to prepare the face. Number two, what do you use? And essentially, how are you educating your followers and your consumers?
So for me, what I always say is, with the good makeup beat, as we call it.
A good face beat?
A good face beat. You have to start from your skin, because if your skin is not properly taken care of, your makeup will obviously not look as good as you want it to be. So make sure that your skincare routine is on point, and also get a foundation that works with your skin. So if you have oily skin, get something that's mattifying, that will obviously control the oil. If you've got skin that is dry, get something that is hydrating, that will give you a dewy finish. So that's basically that's the basics with any with any makeup regimen. Make sure your base is sorted, and then you can play around with your eyeshadows and your lipstick depending on what you feel like. But if your base is sorted, and obviously your eyebrows, I feel like that's essential.
It frames the face, right?
It does. If you don't have an art and you want an art, you can definitely do that. You can create your art. You can do as you please with your base, but just make sure that the base is taken care of, and then the rest is kind of up to you. So
what are the trends that we're looking at now, transitioning from summer into autumn, and maybe just going into winter as well? I mean, there definitely are trends. A short while ago, we were all, we're contouring and highlighting, and then there was strobing. I don't know what's happening these days, but what are the trends that we should be looking at, especially going into the colder months when we just want to look refreshed and awake and even just bright?
Of course. I think for me, a good concealer is something that you have to keep in your bag. That is going to brighten your face. It's going to wake you up under your eyes. I know winter is very taxing on some of us. So we want to make sure that we look fresh-faced. So even if you're not going for a full face beat, like you're not going to put like layers of makeup, just a good concealer under your eyes to make sure that you look alive, That's a good tip. And in terms of like colors that you can play with, I think definitely your natural colors, so in terms of like brown, your dark browns, even your light browns, your burgundy, and even like plums. Those are the colors that we are looking for in terms of makeup looks. They're very
those burnt, rich tones.
They're very rich. They're very brown. They are very complementary, especially to people who are of dark skin. They're very, very complementary. And even with your lip, keep it nude, keep it simple, and every now and again you can definitely play around. A red is also a good one for winter.
Absolutely.
So definitely do not be shy to play around with your colors, but just know you've got a good eyeshadow color that's going to be burnt orange maybe, and you've got a good lip that's maybe going to be nude,
All right, fantastic.
So that's definitely the trends.
Okay, lovely. Thank you so much, Zuziwe. I really appreciate you coming in and brightening up our studio.